Hi everyone, this is Lara Hammock from the Marble Jar channel, and in today's video, I'll share my experience upgrading to the KoalaSafe Dome. So I've been using KoalaSafe's router-based internet control product to limit screen time for my kids for several years. I've done a couple of videos on the upsides and the downsides of using KoalaSafe in my house with 2 teenagers. One of the major downsides is that the range and the speed of the original KoalaSafe router was very limited. So just to recap, KoalaSafe attaches to your normal internet Wi-Fi router and creates a new Wi-Fi network for your kids to log on to. The problem was that network was also slower and smaller. For example, my kids couldn't really use the internet in the basement or in our sunroom. They were both just too far away from the router. So our house got a bit of a reputation among their friends for having crappy internet and also crappy snacks, but that's another issue. So when KoalaSafe announced that they were launching a new, faster router, we were among the first to put our names on the waiting list. The old router had a max of 150 megabits per second, whereas the new KoalaSafe Dome was going to have a max of 1300 megabits per second. This is going to solve all of our problems. So transitioning to the KoalaSafe Dome was not difficult, but it was not super straightforward. I have no idea why they don't provide a guide on their website or in the box for folks who are upgrading from the original KoalaSafe router to the Dome. But essentially, you can continue to use all of your profiles and your filters that you have already set up in the app. But you have to unpair the old router and pair the new router with your account. And you cannot do this on your own. You're going to need to contact customer support for them to unpair and pair using the MAC address of each unit. So I think they're in Australia, but I found them to be fairly responsive considering that I'm in the US. So make sure the old KoalaSafe isn't plugged in anywhere when you attempt to pair the new one, or it'll automatically join and you'll have to go through the whole process over again. I did this. So once the new KoalaSafe was installed, I thought my kids were gonna high-five me for making the internet so much faster. Yeah, that didn't happen. Instead, my daughter said it was so much worse. Our house is really not that big, so even though her bedroom is upstairs, it's probably less than 15 yards away from the router. And she was complaining that the new KoalaSafe was so much slower that she couldn't FaceTime her friends anymore, and so weak that the Wi-Fi would keep dropping and she would find herself using her precious cellular data inadvertently. So what was happening? Once I had some time to investigate, I tested Wi-Fi speeds using the regular Wi-Fi, the one that we use, and the KoalaSafe Wi-Fi from her room, and she was right. The speeds were atrocious. So I used Google's tool. If you Google speed test, a widget will come up that allows you to quickly test the speed of your connection. It gives you a download and an upload speed. So regular Wi-Fi, the one that my husband and I use, gave me 51 megabits per second download speed and 55 megabits per second upload speed. KoalaSafe Dome was giving 4 megabits per second download speed and right around 1 megabit per second upload speed. Awful. So I appealed to customer support. They suggested that I move the KoalaSafe router farther from my regular router, so that didn't do squat. Then they suggested that I manually change the channel that the KoalaSafe router was using. Usually that channel is just chosen automatically. They suggested changing the channel to 1, 7, or 11. So it's possible that this picked up the speed slightly, but we're talking fractions of a megabits per second, so not enough to make a real difference. So I was just about to send the Dome back and revert back to the old KoalaSafe, but I decided to try one last thing, a Wi-Fi extender. So KoalaSafe has several on their website listed as compatible with their system. I ordered the very first one on the list from Amazon for 35 bucks, Netgear's AC750. So once it came, I installed it. It's a dual band Wi-Fi extender, which means it creates 2 different networks, one for the 2.4 gigahertz band and one for the 5 gigahertz band. Here's what that means based on my extremely limited knowledge of this technology. These communication bands carry Wi-Fi traffic through the air. The 2.4 gigahertz band has a maximum speed of up to 450 to 600 megabits per second. It's also really crowded since it's used for more than Wi-Fi traffic. So like your cordless phone and baby monitor are probably also using this band. It has long waves that are good for going through walls and giving a wider network. The 5 gigahertz band has higher maximum speeds. It can go up to 1300 megabits per second. This band is less crowded, so it is more stable, but the range is also smaller. So the upshot is this. If the 5 gigahertz band is available, definitely use that. Otherwise, you're stuck with using the slower band. I hadn't done all of this research yet, so I started out by trying the lower band. No improvement at all. But then I tried the 5 gigahertz band and cha-ching. KoalaSafe internet speeds are now on par with what my husband and I get from our Wi-Fi, and in some farther areas in the house, it's actually way better. So that means that I spent $150 on a new router and $35 on a Wi-Fi extender just for a bit more speed. I'm not sure if that would be worth it to everyone, but since KoalaSafe doesn't charge a monthly fee, I'm happy to support them in this way. Plus, I have happier kids, and since I'm already imposing KoalaSafe controls on them, it helps the mood in our house that they don't all have to crowd around the Wi-Fi router to have good internet access. So let me know what you think. Comments are always appreciated, and thanks for watching.